And hopefully the people can hear me now. One person said they could hear me. Okay. All right, well, thank you for joining me tonight for this presentation of how to create a life you love as a cosmic sound healer. And I want to thank you for taking the time to be here tonight. And I apologize for those of you who can't hear the presentation. There might be a setting on your computer, because one person said they could hear me, so it has to be working. And I'll check back every now and then to see if there's any more questions in the chat room. All right, so this is a presentation by KemeTones. KemeTones is a form of sound healing that's similar to acupuncture, but uses tuning forks instead of needles. So it's a cosmic sound healing because each one of the tuning forks is tuned to a different planet. So this is just one form of sound healing, and this is the one that I practice. But tonight's presentation is on 3 steps to becoming a sound healer. First, I wanted to introduce myself. For those of you who might be new to me, I'm originally from Chicago, and I spent many years living in Austin, Texas, where I became a musician and a sound healing, a homeschooling mother of 2 wonderful daughters. And our music brought me to California. And since I've been here, I've developed other forms of healing besides my music, which is the sound healing. And I was going to get a degree in astronomy in graduate school, and some life things happened, and I ended up pursuing a path of music and family, and now sound healing. Oh, and also I've been traveling so much since I became a sound healer. Actually, I've just been doing a lot of traveling and research. Later on in the program, Sarnetter Ankh Aku will be joining us, and he is the Kemetic yoga instructor that I work closely with. All right, so now on to our presentation. And if we have time, if time permits, I will get to the bonus about making a difference but not making a living. And if we don't have time tonight, then I'll have a special presentation on that topic in the future. Okay, so these are the 3 steps we're going to cover. Step 1 is get your HeruScope, which is the 13-month sidereal Kemetic astrology system. Step 2 is get your tools and instruments, and step 3 is get certified. We're going to talk about those 3 steps tonight. All right, step 1, get your HeruScope. So for those of you who are at the computer or smartphone or iPad or something, and you have Wi-Fi or internet, please go to astrology13.com. And let's see. So I'm going to go to astrology13.com. And I have already entered in my birthday information here. But for those of you who are at a computer, I invite you to enter in your name and your email. If you don't want to enter in your email and be put on a mailing list, you can enter in my email, which is cosmic@tachia.com, COSMIC, @TCHIYA.com. And then your birth date and the time you were born, and note that this is a 24-hour clock. So we're doing this because the first step when you come get a sound healing from me at KemeTones, the first thing we do is get your astrology reading. And if you're attending the weekly webinars, you know, we always start with the HeruScope, because then you know what's going on with the cosmos. All right, so you're going to enter in your birthday information, and then you're going to scroll down a little bit further and enter in the location where you were born, and it'll automatically find the longitude and latitude for you. And then you just click Generate Chart, and it will present you with a copy of your 13-month sidereal astrology chart. Now, this is different from the Western astrology system that you're probably familiar with, and I'm not going to go into great detail about the system here right now. We go into it at every of the self-care training sessions. We go into it every week or every other week for now. And there's lots of information at the website. And you can download the HeruScope handbook. But for right now, for those of you that were able to download your chart, I don't know if any of you were or not, but if you were, then the next thing we would look for is to see if there's any signs of you, any signs of a healer on your chart. So like I said, this is a 13-month sidereal system which deals with the true motion of the sun and the planets across the constellations, not the 12-month Babylonian system, which is based on a man-made system. It's not based on truth. So we want to go to the HeruScope to find your purpose. Now, here in my chart, I have the 13th sign is called Ophiuchus, and it's located between Scorpio and Sagittarius, and it's the sign associated with HOTEP, the healer. And in the Greek system or the Babylonian system, this sign is called Ophiuchus. But here on my sidereal chart, my ascendant is in Ophiuchus. Ascendant means, in the Western system, ascendant is you know, about your future, maybe your next life or your future in this life. So this is a sign that even though in the Western system I may have been a Leo, very creative, etc., in this system I have a very clear indication that I'm actually meant to do healing work, to work as a healer. So, and then, let's see if I can do something about that bell. Just a minute, please. There we go. Okay. Okay, yeah, so I'm not going to take more time to go into my chart right now, but if any of you were able to look up your chart, if you're looking at it right now, some things you would look for would be any signs in the sign of Ophiuchus or HOTEP. And then you'd also want to look and see where the planet Chiron is. Chiron is symbolized by the key. It's a key to your destiny. Chiron in the Greek system is known as the wounded healer. He was a great healer. In fact, he was a student of Ophiuchus, but someone played a trick on him and a scorpion bit him, and he wasn't able to heal himself. So, so the Creator placed him up in the celestial realm as a comet, and so wherever your Chiron is, that's a sign of healing, or a sign of a healer. And here on my chart, my Chiron is in the sign of Ku or Aquarius. So that also has a lot of significance as a sign of a healer. So if you weren't able to, you know, get anything from your chart just by this quick introduction, I would suggest you contact me for a strategy session, or perhaps you'd like to sign up for a reading, because this will give information as to like what area of healing you might be suited for. This is the chart I did for today to see if there was anything, you know, standing out for me right now, for us, you know, for us as healers. But I didn't list anything. And then that's just a note about HOTEP. Okay, so then the next step, I mean not the next step, the next item under this first step is for you to download your free HeruScope's Handbook and Resource Guide so that you can analyze your chart. So you could do this work yourself, or you know, you could contact me and we can work together on that. Are there any questions right now about anything? Okay. Again, I think if you're on the phone, it's *2 or *6. And I'm not really sure which one it is. So let me just see if there's any questions in the chat room. Not hearing the sound. Okay. So the person that said they weren't getting any sound earlier, they had to actually dial in on the phone to get sound. So you could have your screen open and then have your phone on. And the phone number is 641-715-3580. And the access code is 182835. I'll put that here in the chat room. And for now, that's the best I can do. I will find out why that happened. But I would hope you can still see the slideshow and hear the audio. Okay. So I just typed in the chat room the phone number so you could call in, so you could hear the presentation. And if anyone else is having that problem, you could watch the presentation on your screen and listen to the sound. And yeah, that's where we're at. Okay. Okay. So the next step, the next item is to go and download your HeruScope Handbook and Resource Guide, and we just look for any indications on your future. So the Western system is based on the Earth going around the Sun, the Earth's orbit around the Sun, and then they divided that orbit into 12 equal segments and named each segment after a constellation. But it has nothing to do with the movement of the stars, the planets and the Sun across the stars. So the Astrology 13 website that I showed you, and there's other 13-month siderealists out there now. The Vedic or the Hindu astrology is sidereal, but it doesn't include Ophiuchus. So you have to be sure you're looking at 13-month sidereal astrology if you want to follow along with HeruScopes. And HeruScopes is unique because I use the Kemetic archetypes for the planets and constellations. Okay. All right. So the second step to becoming a cosmic sound healer is to get your tools. And I have a few slides here with some of the tools that are used in sound healing, and then I'm going to give you a demonstration of some of my tools. So this first image to the upper left is when I was in the Temple of Amet, and I have a sistrum in my hand, in my right hand, which is the left hand on your screen, which is an ancient Egyptian rhythm instrument for eliminating chaos and negativity and evil toxins. And then in my hands, I have 4 of the goddess forks, the 4 goddess forks from the Accutonics tuning fork system. Then on the upper right, I have the Earth Moon set from the Accutonics company. We have the basic Earth planetary system. And down below that, we have some of the gongs from Accutonics. What makes Accutonics tuning forks unique is that they are tuned to the planets. So each one of these forks, the green one is tuned to the planet Earth, the purple one is tuned to the zodiac, the stars on the zodiac. It's tuned to the precession of the equinox. The blue fork is tuned to the new moon, and these 2 gold forks are the ohm forks. They're tuned to the Earth going around the sun in a year. The green one is the Earth spinning in one day, and then the white fork is the full moon. And then down here we have the Accutonics gongs that are tuned to different planets. And these people are getting a sound bath. And then over here we have a picture of the tinshaws, which are just small bells that have 8 auspicious traditional Chinese medicine symbols. And by the way, if you're studying traditional Chinese medicine, acupuncture, or qigong, or feng shui, any of these practices, these are all actually African practices. There's much proof of the African origin of traditional Chinese medicine. The Shang dynasty, the Qing dynasty, the I Ching, Confucius. Over in Japan, the original Japanese were the Ainu. And these are all African descendants. Okay, so it looks like someone has sent me their chart. So let's see if I can take a look at this really quickly. Yes, you have something going on in the sign of Ophiuchus. You have the planet Saturn is in the sign of Ophiuchus. So that's really good indication of healing. And then you have your Chiron and the moon sign, the moon planet, are in the sign of Gemini, which is for communication. So that's another good indication for a healer. So we'll spend some more time on your chart in the future, but thanks for sending that in to me. If any of you others were able to do that, if you send it to my Facebook Instant Messenger or post it on the study group page, I can analyze it later. That was great. Thank you, Justin. And so here's some Tibetan singing bowls. We use those in the sound healing treatments. We use these really unusual way. We put them right on the body in a chemetone session. So it's a very unusual feeling. And then some of these Dorje bells, things like that. And then these are some pictures from my sound healing room a couple years ago. It's changed since then. But at the top, these chimes here are all chimes for the different planets. So making music is just phenomenal, you know, when you're working on a patient and you can just bathe them in these sounds. And as soon as I get better recording equipment, I'm going to start writing music and recording music and meditation music with the chimes, because this is the actual original music scale. The music scale that we're familiar with was altered by the church to control us. The original music was the music of Venus and Mercury and Jupiter, and the Neteru, Jehuti, Heteru, Ma'at, Aset. Those cosmic vibrations are the original music scale. And so when we tune into these planetary sounds, we get an amazing healing experience. Okay, so another instrument. Well, let me give you a tour of some of my tools. Give me a little demonstration. I'm just going to move over here. Alright. So I usually, do acutonics. That's my big thing. So I have a pad like this I put on my leg. And here's the tuning fork. And I don't know if you can hear that sound. The microphone. Put them on your different body parts. So these are the ohm forks for grounding. And just Chiron, I was talking about earlier, and the Zodiac. This is a powerful combination when you're opening things up. The Zodiac is for opening things, removing blocks. And this, of course, is for wounded healer, for, working on yourself if you have any blocks. Up here. Pretty amazing feeling. Pineal gland, I don't know if you can see. And then they come in these really big forks. This one is tuned to Nibiru. That's the planet that's supposedly orbiting our solar system or crashing through it or whatever. I don't know if you can hear them through these microphones, but really deep, powerful sound and feeling. And then we have the high frequency fork center just for the energy field. And that's my dog barking. I don't know why she's barking now. I just had her dinner. Okay, so those are some of the tuning forks. And some other tools I use. Here's the fish drum. I'll be using that in a minute when I do a little music for you. I'm going to take off this headset for a second so I can move around. These are the pinchas. I ring these at the beginning of treatment to call in the ancestors, welcome in all the ancestors, and to open and close every treatment with and of course I have a collection of bowls. I don't try to do this too much, I don't have enough patience. But I get a good sound just putting in my hand and moving around. And then, of course, when the person is laying down on the table, you put them right on their body. There's some bells from traditional Chinese medicine techniques. I can't remember, I'm drawing a blank right now, but this figure at the top, it connects you with the heavenly realm. It's like directing the energy from the universe, and it goes into the bell and out into the environment. And I don't know if you can see here, but I have a copper pyramid set up in the room, which is one of my favorite tools. There you go, there's the top. And I love to take it to do festivals and special events, and I even did a performance on stage inside the pyramid at Radio on the River last year, and it's really awesome. So I would consider this one of my cosmic sound healing tools for sure. And then over here are some of the chimes. Dogs aren't always barking like that. Some of my other tools that I have this, okay. I have this Celestial Tarot deck. And it's based on the Greek mythology, but as we know that Greek mythology is based on Kemetic tradition, so you know, it's okay to use it as a resource. And so sometimes if I don't have time to do a HeruScope reading, or like the internet's down or there's no Wi-Fi, I'll just have someone draw a card from the deck. You know, it's just a lovely tarot deck. And so that's another tool that I use. It's called Celestial Tarot, and it's really thorough research on all the stories and the different relations. And oh, I didn't bring my drum. Yeah, I have a drum, a Native American drum that I like to use for grounding, but it's in the other room. And so those are. Oh, of course, use a massage table. I have a massage table and a massage chair. I use a massage chair when I go to do special events, and you know, festivals. And then the massage table I use here in the temple space. And I have some beautiful artwork from when I went to Kemet. I have up top, I have my At, and then there I have the Nut and Geb. So the next tool that I use in my sound healing practice is my voice. And I'm a little raspy today. Oh, before I go on, are there any questions? Any questions or comments? If you're not able to speak, you could type it in the chat room. But everyone should be able to. Okay. All right, great. Okay. So I'm going to share with you two songs, two Kemetic chants that I use quite often in my sound healing practice, and also in my personal spiritual practice for devotion. And the first one, I'll be right back.
I need to go through on my computer because I can't hear it here. I keep cutting in and out.
Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so the first one is a chant for healing. It's a chant to invoke the cosmic forces of Sekhmet and Aset. And I have the lyrics on the next screen. I don't know if you'd rather sing along, or I'll sing it twice. How's that? And also I have this really awesome technique. Here's some symbols, finger symbols I use also for using the sistrum and the bell. That's why I wanted to show you one time, and then the other time I'll show you the words. And normally you sing the song 4 times, 1 for each direction, or if you have time, 7 times, because that includes above and below and within. So 4 or 7 times, but tonight I'm just going to do 2 times. 1 so you can see the sistrum and the bells, and the other so you can see the words. Okay. You are Sekhmet. You are Aset. Okay, now I will put the words up so you can sing along. It's like call and response, so. Yeah, if you want to sing along. You are Sekhmet. You are Aset. again. To our second man, to our second, Adorations to Goddess Sekhmet, power of the life force energy. Adorations to Goddess Aset, Lady of Wisdom and healing words of power. Do for this child life, vitality, and health. HOTEP. Does somebody have a question? Or are you just singing along? Okay. Okay. So this song came from my experience. I'm an initiate of the Temple of Aset, Temple of Shetat Neter. That's the symbol up top there. And you know, we have a very active online community, and I'm one of the presenters or leaders of the prayers every Sunday morning, 5:30 a.m. It's Blog Talk Radio program, and I sing this song every Sunday. And then we're also going to be having our retreat at the winter solstice in Atlanta. This year it'll be starting on December 31st, I believe. But so that's where I've learned these songs. Seba Ma, our teacher, asked us to pray for one of the members of the temple that had been in a car accident, and this melody just whoosh, just came right through me. So it's become, you know, a very important song in my healing practice. And then this is another really powerful chant. So it's, I'm just going to say it right now. And again, usually say it 4 times to offer, you know, to open up to receive assistance in all 4 directions, above and below, etc. Neb medu, neb jedu, erasud, aha netudu dimdiu. 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 Which means all words, all spoken about me from outside of me, for example, others saying things about me, and also from inside of me, for instance, negative egoistic self-talk based on fear, anger, insecurity, frustration, etc. The Neteru, those gods and goddesses, together they stand up for me on my behalf. HOTEP. So this is a really good prayer for when you're fighting set. You know, you have a lot of negative stuff going on, and you just want to stay seated on your inner throne and not be moved. This is a really powerful chant. The Neteru are our ancestors. They're the cosmic forces of the universe, just like magnetism and electricity. And they are all in everything that's alive. They're in the total darkness. They're in the light. And when we call on them, we are awakening that cosmic force within us. We're aligning with that cosmic force. All right. And so now we're going to move to the third part of the third step. Is about getting certified. I forgot to have step 3 up top there, but step 3 is about getting certified. Why get certified? In order to create a life you love, helping others as a cosmic sound healer. Now, I did start out with an intention of becoming a cosmic sound healer. And these are some pictures of my experiences since I've become a cosmic sound healer. I was getting treatment for a popped rib and some other issues. And after I had gotten well, Spirit told me that I was going to go study and learn how to do this myself. And so I did. At that time, I was still, quote unquote, just a musician, and was going through a very painful and sad divorce, and my mother was slowly making her transition. So all these things were happening in my personal life. And so I went and got certified, with the Accutonic system. And since then, I've just, it's really expanded my life and opportunities. These pictures were taken at the Earth Day at the Round Valley Indian Reservation. I live on the Round Valley Indian Reservation, and this was their first Earth Day. And, these people are so amazing. And stuff like this is kind of new to them because Round Valley is such an isolated community. We're literally surrounded by mountains. And so I love being able to go to places that never heard of Accutonics or KemeTones. There's all my tuning forks all over the table. And here's some of my best friends here in the tribe. These are their children. And children love sound healing. They just love it. You saw all the children I had waiting in line for treatment. It was the children waiting in line. The grown-ups were scared, but children love it. And just being able to travel around with my tuning forks. Here's a flyer. I got to sign up as a volunteer at this amazing sound healing conference. I got free admission. I got free sound healing treatments myself. And so many doors have opened up for me in a lot of different ways. And my music, too. My music has opened up as well because now I'm doing more Kemetic chants, and I'm going to be incorporating the planetary sounds in my music. So it just opened up so many things. And here's a picture of a place that I'm going to be going in January with my sound healing. I'm going to be teaching a class there and giving a concert in Jamaica. And this is when I taught the class in Atlanta a few years ago. It was the actual first KemeTones class, but back then I didn't even know what it was called. I just knew there was a Kemetic approach to Accutonic system of sound healing. And so I've been to Atlanta. I've been to North and South Carolina with my sound healing. I go to Chicago quite a bit. I'm just traveling. Here's a picture when I was getting worked on at the class. I love getting worked on by my students when I'm in class because everyone works on each other. And here's a flyer from one of the workshops I did a couple years ago, 2 years ago. And, you meet all kinds of amazing people. And here's when I was in Rio de Janeiro. I was doing Accutonics in Rio de Janeiro. I didn't get to post the pictures, but I was doing Accutonics right on the beach with people. Here's a place that let me use their space. They had a Chinese medicine center there, and so they let me be one of the healers. I was there for a couple of months, and I'm still in touch with some of the people there. And this is when I took all my tuning forks to Kemet. This is in front of the Saqqara pyramid, step pyramid. And when the guards would see my tuning forks and the system there, they didn't know what to make of it. It was really funny. And this is when I took the tuning forks in this is the temple of Dendera, I believe. No. Yeah, this is the temple of Dendera. And when I would go into the temples, I would take the tuning forks associated with each Netaru, because since each fork is tuned to a planet, and each planet is associated with a Netaru or an Orisha, then each tuning fork is associated with a different Netaru or Orisha, or a different archetype from other cultures. So when I went into this temple, I took the tuning forks for Venus and the Sun. I think I took this one there. So, oh, and then this is another tool that you will need when you decide to become a sound healer. This is a great program for insurance. It's only $155 a year. I highly recommend it in case somebody slips and falls while they're walking up to your healing space, or you know, if you give them a sound healing and it makes them throw up, or you know, I don't know. But you should get. You will need to get this insurance. So so those are some of the great reasons why you should get certified, why I got certified, why I love being a KemeTones practitioner. Right now I'm actually the only KemeTones practitioner because it's kind of new. And so are there any questions about that portion of the presentation? I'm so glad you all are here. Let me put my headphone back on. I can hear you. Okay. So are there any questions before I continue? Questions or comments? All right, I see Ankh, that your Ankh is on the line. Ankh, are you able to hear me? That's your Ankh? I don't know. See. I'm trying to see if my guest can be heard. I'm not sure. I'm just going to keep moving forward. Okay. So, the, oh, Dua. I'm glad you enjoyed the music. So, oh wait, I think I have one more thing to show you about that. Oh, no, there we go. Okay. All right. So the next portion of the program tonight is about being certified. Now, it just so happens that coming up in January is the next certification program for KemeTones Level 1, and it will be held in Portland, Jamaica, January 10th through the 17th, and this will be right around the time of the new moon. Again, if any of you have any questions, you should be able to just speak out. I don't have anything muted or anything that I know of. Everyone should be able to be heard. But I will continue onward. So this portion of the presentation is going to be about getting certified this January with KemeTones. And I don't know if Ankh can join me, so I'm just going to go through the slides. Here's some beautiful pictures of where we'll be at this January. It'll be a wonderful, refreshing change from the cold winters in North America. Here's a drawing of Nanny, Sister Nanny, who is the matriarch of the area. Portland, Jamaica, and the area are known where the Maroons are still living to this day, a freed African community. So we're not going to be going to like the tourist town. We're going to be going to where the real people are. So some of the places we'll be visiting: the Blue Lagoon, beautiful hotel, Trident Hotel. the Bayview Villa. Beautiful location to tune into the cosmic sound healing. And I already talked a little bit about myself. I didn't mention that I studied physics and astronomy in college and grad school. I didn't mention that. And that I'm a mother of two wonderful daughters that are 25 and 28. And I didn't mention that I'm a reggae, world music, and now new age performing and recording artist. I have 4 CDs out. I'm about to release my 5th CD that I recorded myself at home. And yeah. So some of the things that we will be talking about at the certification, we'll be learning our SOPTU Tech Ab, which are teachings about Sirius, the Sirius star system that's connected to Orion, the Great Dog. So that's Aset, Asar, and Anpu. We'll be definitely be dealing with that. This is a diagram showing Sirius rising with the sun in the galactic plane, which is what supposedly happened in 2012. We moved into the plane of the Milky Way galaxy. And here's a diagram or a drawing of Anpu from the Purdon Heru. It's a scale of Ma'at. There's the feather. We'll be learning a lot about this with the KemeTones certification. And as the timing of this event is at the new moon, we'll also learn about the moon cycles, how to apply the healing tones, and the kinetic force, the cosmic force associated with the moon at HeruScopes is the goddess SESHETA. And so we'll be learning about her as well. And the core of the KemeTones certification is the Acutonic certification program in sound healing. Now, this KemeTones Level 1 certification, with this certification, you will be able to go out and start working on clients after you've had a trial. You have a few months of seeing clients where you don't charge, just to build up your confidence and your own system of your own protocols. But you'll be able to start working, right away. And your KemeTones certification will count as level 1 with Acutonics. However, to be certified in Acutonics, you need to go through all 9 levels. So just want to make that really clear. Your KemeTones certification will count towards your Acutonics certification, but you cannot say you're Acutonics practitioner, certified Acutonics practitioner, till you've gone through all 9 levels. But you will be certified as a KemeTones practitioner. Okay, and so with your Acutonics credits, they will be used for. They can be used if you're like an acupuncturist or a massage or any bodywork practitioner. Your credits here will count towards that. So this is a really amazing opportunity. And KemeTones is the first system that they have authorized to branch off from Acutonics, because we're dealing with the kinetic energies, we're dealing with African archetypes and energies, we're dealing with Native American, Olmec, Toltec, all different types of indigenous vibrations that the Acutonics system does not recognize. The Acutonic system starts with Greek history and culture, and of course Chinese medicine, but not the African origin of Chinese medicine. So I just want to, let's make that clear. And the foundation of the KemeTones certification will be Acutonics Level 1, Sound Gate to Meridian Harmonics. And you can read more about this, at the website. But this is just to give you an idea of this certification program. Yeah, so we'll use the Acutonics tuning forks. We'll start with the Earth, Moon, and Sun tuning forks. And, yep. So with KemeTones, we'll be dealing, like I just mentioned, with the Kemetic culture. The name Kemet means land of the black, which not only refers to our black skin and the rich, fertile black land, the black soil, but it also refers to the sacred darkness, the mother of pure light, the blackness that exists between the stars, the blackness from which all life and from which all light originates. So we're going to go all the way back to the roots of the sciences. KemeTones. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mute for now, and then I'll open it up again for questions because I'm hearing some background noises. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. So some of the things you will learn with your KemeTones certification, and this training is not available anywhere else on the planet at this moment. This is brand new. So you'll learn about the Neteru from Kemet. We'll mostly deal with the ones associated with the level 1 tuning forks, but we will go into some other forces from time to time. The Orisha from the Yoruba tradition. We're going to go into a little bit about the African origins of traditional Chinese medicine. You're going to learn more about the HeruScope system. We're going to do something which is brand new to this sound healing world. We're going to deal with intergenerational trauma such as trail of tears and post-traumatic slave symptoms and post-slavery stress disorder. And we're also going to explore sound geomancy, the music made by nature, the sounds of the flowers, the butterfly wings, the wind, the trees, the sounds of the river. And by the way, the word netter comes from the word nature comes from the word netter. And also at this certification this January, we will have 5 days instead of the usual 3 days for this training. This will give us more time for hands-on training, one-on-one sound healing. You're going to get sound healing every day. And also, it'll give us more time to fully immerse ourselves in the wisdom that is KemeTones. So instead of trying to cram in KemeTones and Acutonics all in 3 days, we have 5 full days. And we'll have time for meditation. Sar'ank will be available for yoga practice in the mornings, and we'll have time for adventures and music on the Saturday night. There's going to be a concert, but I'll talk more about that later. Okay, so as I mentioned before, upon completion of this training, you'll be authorized to begin your practice as a KemeTones practitioner. To become fully certified as an Acutonics practitioner, there are at least 9 more levels of Acutonics classes. So up here, I shouldn't even have Acutonics. I should just say KemeTones practitioner. And to be a fully certified Acutonics practitioner, there's 9 more levels. Right now, there's 2 KemeTone training levels available, level 1 and 2. And levels 3 and 4 KemeTones will open up in 2017. And then level 5 will be the final KemeTone Acutonics training, and that will be 2018. And then after that, there'll be other, KemeTones electives. But the first 5 will be locked in with Acutonics. All right, how are we doing? Okay. So with this certification, you'll get the Acutonics Level 1 Handbook, the KemeTones Handbook. You already have the HeruScope's Handbook and Resource Guide. These books will include all the meridian charts, astrological, historical, plus crucial cultural information that will enhance your practice and take your clients to new levels of health, wellness, and self-knowledge. And a benefit of doing chemitones and acutonics is that when you give other people a healing session, you receive benefit as well. And as an added bonus, upon completion of your level 1 training, you get one of my CDs. And what else? Got coming up here, right? And then I have some of my favorite Kemetic proverbs here. The cosmos is like a book. Anyone who learns the language can read the knowledge and history of humanity. The stars and skies do make music in you. And finally, there are 2 roads, the path of ignorance and the path of wisdom. All right, so let's see. Okay, I'll just keep going. So here's an example of the daily schedule at the certification. Your certification retreat this January. We're going to start at 6 a.m. with the yoga posture system known as Tef Neteru, led by Asar Ankh Aku. And this posture system is unique in that as you go through the postures, you're identifying with each one of the Neteru, and you're recreating, you're going through the process of creation of the universe. So it's not just, sit down and do some yoga. You're actually manifesting and creating while you're doing yoga. And then we'll have brief meditation, delicious vegan meals all week, as you can see, and we'll have plenty of time for hands-on training. And we'll have close the day with evening meditation. And I don't know if Asar Ankh can speak, but I would love for him to introduce himself a little bit. I don't know why it's not working.
Greetings.
Oh, great! Awesome! Greetings, Uja.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Doing great.
Good.
Thank you for joining us.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Glad to see everything's coming together so nicely. It looks wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just gave a pretty good summary of the Tef Neteru system.
Okay.
In terms of what we will be doing. I'll only add that the way that we'll do it will shift from day to day, depending on we'll take into account where everybody is, how they're feeling. So there's a way we can take the system and use it, not just for kind of the physical and even the mythological benefits, but we can also deal with the energy systems, like you talked about, the Ari-2, the chakras, which are really kind of in our bodies in charge of controlling our reality or creating our reality. So we'll play with some of those aspects in relation to movements and doing certain movements and seeing how the body opens up to these concepts and how we can create a deeper alignment so that we can actually recognize that the stars are making music in our bodies, right?
Mm-hmm. I see. All right. Well, thank you very much. And you just got back from a certification retreat as well, right? Wasn't that just this past weekend?
Actually, no. I am not yet. I'm heading off next weekend.
Oh, okay.
I'll be there.
Okay, awesome.
I'll be doing the Awaken the Maroon retreat then. And then, but we did just finish up a certification here in Atlanta where I am. And we
okay.
Have a wonderful time there.
If somebody wants to learn more about the Tef Neteru or about your certification program, where would they go to find that? Or you could just post something, just when you have a moment, just post something in the study group section of Facebook. Okay, awesome. Great. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see. HOTEP. Okay, so, and here's some more pictures of the retreat. This is one of the instructors Baset Ayabinge Ashanti Tafara, and I believe she actually lives out there in Portland, Jamaica. So she's one of the leaders of the community. And there's some information on the meditation process that Asar Ankh will be sharing with us. And I already shared with you 2 Hekau, but of course we'll be learning many, many more at the retreat. Constant repetition of these key words will lead the mind to stillness, balance in the chakras, in the ritus, and bring about internal peace. And there will be a musical concert by yours truly. This will be my first musical appearance in Jamaica since I've been a reggae artist for like 30 years now. This is my first time. To say that I'm excited is an understatement. And I have 4 people working on it this time, so I know it's going to happen. So that will be on Saturday night, on the 16th. The classes will be Monday through Friday, and then Saturday will be a free day, and then that night we'll have a concert, and then Sunday is when we depart. And now a little bit about the food, which is very important. We'll always have daily greens and smoothies or juices. The greens of the earth represent the Asarian principle and the awakening of HOTEP, supreme peace. This will all be live foods, all delicious meals. We'll have some raw and some cooked, but it will all be delicious and fresh. Melanin and DNA activating. Raw, lively foods and herbs served daily to clean and build our body, mind, and soul, to release toxins and any negative energetic traces. So as you can see, the certification is more than just going and taking classes and getting a piece of paper. It can be life-changing. These sound healing treatments I've seen change people's lives like that. If you have a health issue, if you're getting 5 days of sound healing, it could get cleared up in a week. And if you're not usually eating this Kemetic diet, if you come and you are eating this food every day, it's going to trigger a cleansing reaction in your body and your life and your energy fields, your auras, and you're going to leave Jamaica not only certified but like a new person. It could be, and it's a new moon, so it's really powerful. I like this. We'll be focusing on certain elements and nutrients and their electrolytes for the Black African melanated body. Yes, that's why we're going to Portland, Jamaica for this retreat. Okay, now I'm getting hungry, so I'm going to just go ahead and go to the next one. Oh, looks really good. I think this is a vegan version of a traditional Jamaican dish, but I'm not gonna don't quote me on that. But I believe that's what this is. Okay, and it's good to know there's fresh drinking water there. You don't have to worry about when people say you're going to a an unusual place or a place you've never been, and they say things like, don't drink the water. Well, we don't have that problem here in Portland, Jamaica. We have fresh, pure water. Wow, that's beautiful. Daily sunlight. We are the people of the sun. We receive so much benefit from direct sunlight when our bodies are non-toxic. And for those who are open, we will do some sun gazing. All right, and here's a little bit about the accommodations. This is where we'll be staying at the Dolphin Bay Guest House. We're not staying at some Best Western motel. This is really fine accommodations. Looks really nice. I'm very excited. Dua to Asar Ankh for sharing his connections and making all these arrangements so this can happen. Looks very comfortable. Right. So here's the pricing. To rent a place like that, double occupancy in Jamaica would cost a minimum of $100 per night. Standard hotels are starting at $400 a night. For 8 days, that comes out to at least $800 value. Of course, the flight prices are not included in this package, but if you can start saving up your money now, you can get a good flight now and get a really good deal. We ask you to set your flight to arrive at 2 p.m. on the 10th of January and to leave at 2 p.m. or later on Sunday on the 17th. And that we will have transportation to pick you up and transport you from the airport to the lodging. That will be included in your fees. Right? So if you had to do something like this on your own, it could easily cost over $3,000. The value of the certification and retreat, the training, the accommodations, the food could easily run you $2,620. But because we have several connections on the ground and relationships, we can offer you 8 days in Jamaica, all transportation and excursions, all live or vegan food, the lodging, adventures, the KemeTones certification, the Smai Tawi Tefnet to do yoga system and meditation at $19.95. And that's if you sign up in January. If you sign up today, you could get the early bird discounted special price. And we have payment plans available for fast responders. So you could get a huge discount if you can sign up today for the certification program. And if you need to talk to someone first, you need to talk to me, you can call me on my cell phone, you can email me. I also have a scheduler now where you can just schedule an appointment and have a free strategy session at tachia.com. And by signing up for this webinar, you've already gotten access to the info kit, to the HeruScope's handbook. You've gotten access to the webinars, previous webinars, all the self-care training webinars. You got so many bonuses. So I think that is that. So I look forward to seeing you in January for the Level 1 certification training. And so there we've covered the 3 steps to creating a life you love, helping others by becoming a cosmic sound healer. And as promised, if there was time at the end, we have a bonus presentation. But before I do that, I just wanted to see if there's any questions. Off the mute. And if you have any questions or comments in the chat room, or you should be able to just speak, or you can send me a message on Facebook. I have the event page, and then I've also started a study group section for people who are certified KemeTones practitioners, or people who are following the free weekly webinar, which is every other week until the retreat. Oh, that rhymes. But all that information is, on Facebook, and if you're on my mailing list, you'll be getting an email summarizing all of that. So if there aren't any questions, then I'll switch over to the bonus segment of this evening's program. For those of you who are still on the call, I really appreciate your presence. Okay. And This is just a really short presentation. This is for people who are already like energy workers or energy healers or sound healers or yoga instructors who are making a difference but not making a living. And so I just thought I'd offer this last few minutes with some ideas about that. Because it's possible that you have an energy block. It might not, it doesn't mean there's something you need to change about your practice, or you need to move, or, you need to take more classes. That might not be it. It might just be an energy block. So for the next couple minutes, I'm going to talk about some ways to open your money flow. And money is just an energy. It's not something evil. It's not Babylon. It's an energy. It's an energy of exchange. It's a way for people who, normally would do a trade or a barter system. This is just a more convenient way to keep up with it. So we only have to have this negative energy around it if we put it there. That's the only way it's there. We only have to be living in lack or poverty is because of our mindset. So if we change our mindset, then we can open the flow. So the first thing you would do is to download this ebook that I've compiled or composed, where when you have these secrets, you can flip your money switch and open your money flow. And it sounds, maybe like a sales gimmick, but these are tried and true ancient techniques for dealing with the flow of energy. It's not something I made up or I just, read about it on the internet yesterday. These are very ancient techniques. So you just go to newday.tachia.com/moneyflow and you'll be able to download this ebook. So right now we're just going to go over some of the techniques that are in the ebook. Okay. So in the background of this photograph, of this slide, is a photograph of my favorite waterfall that I have been to personally. And I didn't get to stand right under the fall, but I did get to swim in the river. And this waterfall I found when I was on a journey to find proof of ancient Kemet in Central and South America. And I had just finished reading this book called When Rocks Cry Out by Horace Butler. And actually the topic was my topic of research when I was a graduate student at UT Austin like 3 decades ago when I was studying cultural astronomy. So I was on this journey to find proof of ancient Kemet in Mexico, and we went to Veracruz and in San Andreas, which is where the Olmec heads are from. And I'm just walking around this beautiful lake, and there's a sign that says Ijapantla. Ijapantla. And I'm like, what? So we got on the little bus and we went, and it's this beautiful waterfall, Ijapantla. And there's this myth about the origin and the river and people that came, and that's a whole nother lecture that I will go into. I haven't even shared all my photographs from this journey. So anyway, the waterfall is one of my favorite symbols of abundance and wealth and prosperity, and it's all about the flow. So that's what that story is about. So the first technique, when you go to the ebook, the first one is going to be this chant, Lam. And I have it recorded there. There's a link so you can hear the MP3 and you could chant along with my voice. But it's very easy. I'm going to do it now.
Lam. Lam.
And this is the sound of the root chakra. And if there's a block in your money flow, it's possible you have a block in your root chakra. Because in our root chakra, or Aritu in Kemet, Medinetter, in our root chakra, our Aritu, is where we store our trauma. All the trauma that we've been through in this lifetime, in our past lifetimes, the lifetimes of our parents and our ancestors, it's all stored in our root chakra. And also our root chakra is connected to our financial freedom, our flow, our abundance, our security, our stability, our finances, our income, our money. So if our root chakra is damaged or blocked because of trauma from like rape or slavery days or Trail of Tears or car accidents or whatever, if it's blocked, then of course that's going to have an effect on your flow, on your money flow. So you work with this chant. You get it as low and deep as you possibly can. You want to get way down to the root and connect to the center of the earth, which takes us to the second technique, which is the 5-minute root chakra meditation. And also in the ebook, there's a link to this 5-minute meditation, so you can just listen along to the meditation. It's my voice that's guiding you through this root chakra meditation to help you heal your root chakra, open it up, connect to the earth, and activate your flow. So that's the second step if you find yourself making a difference but not making a living. The third step, or the third technique, is Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono is a very ancient, indigenous Hawaiian technique for forgiveness. And if we've experienced trauma or violation or abuse or theft or, something heavy like that that would cause trauma, violence, sickness, grief, loss, any of these heavy things, we go through the Ho'oponopono process to forgive ourselves and forgive the person, entity, institution, whatever it is that's causing the block. Because whatever is in the way is the way. So we want to go right to whatever is causing the block. And so when we do Ho'oponopono, we're not like saying whatever the person did was okay and, we forgive them and, it's okay that, you ran into my car and then you didn't have insurance and then, whatever it is. It's not okay, but what we need to do is release the energy of the trauma from your body and from your energy system. And so, okay, I'm just going to do a quick example. Normally you give yourself more time, but I'm just going to give you an example. You do one round for yourself with the person and then another round with the person to yourself. So, let's see what's going on with me today. Okay, I'm going to do one really quickly with my neighbor who has their dog behind a fence, but their dog can jump over the fence. And the last time I walked my dog, I hurt my foot really bad. I broke one of my toes, and my foot is still messed up. So I'm going to do this with my neighbor. I don't even know my neighbor's name, so I'm just calling him neighbor. So I'm going to do myself with him first. Say, Mr. Neighbor, I'm really sorry that I'm going to have this conversation with you about the fence at your house, but I'm thinking of calling animal control because, it's dangerous the way your place is. And please forgive me if by my calling animal control on you the next time your dog jumps over the fence, if this causes you any inconvenience. Thank you for listening to me when I go talk to you about this, and, maybe we'll find another solution. And, of course, I love you because we're neighbors in this small town and we've got to live together. And now I'll do it for him, Mr. Neighbor talking to me. Tachia, I'm really sorry about that time you was walking your dog and my dog got out and, you were hurt. I didn't mean for that to happen. I didn't know my dog could get out. Please forgive me for, causing your injury. It must be really difficult for you to have your foot messed up like that. Thank you for not calling animal control on me yet. Thank you for giving me a chance to get my fence repaired. And, we're neighbors in this valley. I love you. Thank you. So that's a brief example of doing Ho'oponopono, and it'll cause a shift in your energy. I haven't actually spoken to my neighbor about this yet. I was just going to call animal control, but now that I did this process, I think I'm going to just go talk to him first. See, I didn't even expect that. The last technique is feng shui, and I have a chart at my website. I'm going to go over there right now. And when you download the ebook, there's a video on Ho'oponopono. I'm going to mute again. There's a video that goes into Ho'oponopono, and yeah, there's a video, and then there's a link to this chart that I'm calling up right now, which is called the Bagua. And this is another traditional Chinese medicine technique that's actually from Africa. The originator of the Bagua, the Qing dynasty, that's an African dynasty. So this is one of our tools that we just don't know about. We don't use it very much. Okay, so in feng shui is when, and one of the charts is missing. I'm going to have to find out where it's at. But what you're going to do is you're going to go into your house and you're going to take this chart and place it up against a chart of your space. You can also do your office. And you're going to see which room in your house represents the wealth corner and which room represents the relationship corner. And in this chart, the wealth corner is the only one that's labeled. So let me find, there's a chart that's missing. And if you have to leave at 6:30, I understand. I'll just post it in the group chat. Oh, let's see. Here, this is a good one. Here we go. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, so this one shows, not a very good one. Not very clear. Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right. So this one shows all the different sections of the Bagua. So if you want to improve your wealth, your money flow, then you find the room, that's the wealth room of your house. And then every room in your house, you find the wealth corner of every room. And you can also do the same with relationships, like to improve your relationship with money or relationship with your employer. You can do Ho'oponopono with institutions like slavery. You could do it with, the slave master of your lineage. You could do it with people who died 100 years ago. So anyway, back to wealth. So in your wealth room, the wealth corner of your wealth room, you would put things that are purple. You'd put things that represent the flow, like a water fountain or that picture of that waterfall, or amethyst crystals, anything purple, or anything that symbolizes wealth. I have a big jar where I collect my spare coins. Okay, so anyway, it's about 6:30, but I think you get the idea. That map there, and then the map that's missing from this page, I will put it back. So that's how, those are the 4 techniques for opening your money flow to get you started. And, if you feel like, there we go. These are my pinhole glasses. I'll take them off. If you feel like you might want to work with me on opening your money flow, you can download the money book and the Open Your Money Flow ebook and schedule an energy wealth analysis training. Or maybe you're interested in becoming certified with KemeTones, and you're going to contact me about that. Oh, yeah. Here's a great picture I have of after the waterfall. That's me with my teacher at the time, my friends. You can schedule your free energy wealth analysis at tachia.com. And just remember, not only are you in the flow, you are the flow. You say, I am in the flow, I am the flow. And I have some packages coming up, some programs coming up now to help people open their money flow with coaching and modules and group discussion. So just, stay in touch with me, and thank you for being on this webinar. If you have any questions, you can post them in the study group board or my Facebook message. You got me on email, my phone number. There's so many ways to get in touch with me. And yeah, so that's all I have for you tonight. Thank you for staying all the way to the end. And next Monday will be the next episode of the KemeTones Self-Care with Blue Lotus Speaks healing session. It's a healing session. It's not just talking, but you get some healing energy. So if you have any questions or comments, I'll be here for a few more moments. Thank you again. Thank you very much. HOTEP.